The laundry room was supposed to be neutral ground, the one place in the house where the tension didn't feel like a physical presence. But that's where my sister Jenna cornered me. Her face was a mask of fury, her eyes narrowed. "Where is it?" she hissed. "My blue silk blouse. You wore it, didn't you?" "I didn't touch it," I said calmly, holding up my own drab work uniform from the basket. "I've been at my shift all day, Jenna." My denial was like a spark to gasoline. She lunged, not with a slap, but with her full body weight, shoving me hard. I stumbled backward over a stray laundry basket, my side slamming into the sharp metal corner of the washing machine. A sickening thud echoed in the small room, followed by a crack that felt like it came from my very core. The air rushed out of my lungs. Pain, white hot and electric, shot through my torso. "Mom," I wheezed, clutching my side as I slid to the floor. "She pushed me. I can't breathe right." From the living room, I heard my mother's irritated sigh, loud enough to carry over the TV. "Oh, what is it now? Can't I have 5 minutes of peace?" She appeared in the doorway, her expression one of pure annoyance. "Get up. Stop being so dramatic." "I'm serious," I gasped, tears welling in my eyes. "She really hurt me." "And I'm serious," my mother snapped, her voice turning to ice. "Don't even think about calling for help. Jenna has that big interview on Tuesday. A police report would absolutely ruin her life." I stared at her, stunned into silence. I was 22, working 60 hours a week to escape this house. Jenna was 24, unemployed, and the family's protected prodigy. When I finally choked out the words, "I think my rib is broken," my mother actually laughed. A short, sharp, ugly sound. "It's a bruise. Take an aspirin and walk it off. Stop trying to sabotage your sister's future." That night, sleep was impossible. Every shallow breath sent a fresh wave of agony through my side. My phone felt heavy in my hand, a useless lifeline. I had no insurance. My parents had proudly informed me I was on my own the day I turned 18. My savings account was a joke, a constant source of loans for my mother to cover bills, money that always seemed to be reborn as a new designer bag for Jenna. Lying there, I felt the cold, hard truth settle in my bones. No one was coming to save me. I had to save myself. The next morning, the house was sickeningly normal. Jenna was at the table, scrolling through her phone and drinking a smoothie, humming along to some pop song. She didn't apologize. She didn't even look guilty. When she saw me moving stiffly, holding my side, a cruel smirk played on her lips. "Wow, you really can't take a joke, can you? Maybe you should hit the gym more." I wanted to throw my coffee mug at her head. I wanted to scream until the windows rattled. But I did nothing. I just watched her, a cold, clear purpose beginning to form in the space where my fear used to be. For years, Jenna had been the storm, and I had been the wreckage she left behind. She'd stolen my friends, my confidence, even the money from my first ever paycheck. But this time was different. This time, she hadn't just taken something from me, she had given me something. Evidence. Later that day, I locked myself in the bathroom. The reflection in the mirror was horrifying. A massive, multicolored bruise was blooming across my ribs, a galaxy of purple, blue, and an angry, swollen red at the center. I took photos from every angle. I recorded a video documenting the sharp gasp of pain with every slight movement. Then I turned on my phone's voice recorder and went to my mother. "Mom," I said, my voice intentionally trembling, "I really think I need a doctor. What if it's an internal injury?" She didn't even look up from her magazine. "I already told you," she sighed. "We are not jeopardizing Jenna's career over your melodrama. She's a finalist for the Sterling Design internship. Do you have any idea what that could do for her? Now drop it." I clicked off the recording. It was perfect. I uploaded everything to a secure cloud drive, creating multiple backups. The girl who always bent had finally broken, and now I was going to be the one to do the snapping. The next few days were a masterclass in silence. I was a ghost in my own home, my pain a constant throbbing reminder of my mission. My mother's taunts, still giving us the silent treatment, so mature, bounced right off me. They were just noise. They had no idea a war was being waged right under their roof. I used the last of my emergency cash, the money I'd been hiding for a deposit on an apartment, to pay for an Uber to an urgent care clinic across the town. The doctor took one look at my x-ray and his face grew grim. "You have a clean fracture of the ninth rib. This wasn't from a fall, was it?" I just shook my head and asked for a copy of my medical records. The official diagnosis was my first piece of ammunition. When I got home, Jenna was in the living room, bragging to my dad about her interview. "They're looking for someone with a unique, visionary portfolio, someone with integrity." I almost laughed. Later, that evening, she left her laptop open, her portfolio displayed proudly on the screen. I recognized one of the key pieces immediately, a stunning, intricate logo design for a fictitious company. I also recognized it from the feed of a niche digital artist I followed for years. A quick search confirmed it. Jenna hadn't just been inspired by it, she'd stolen it, changing only the colors. I took screenshots, compiling them side by side with the original artist's work, time-stamped and credited. Then I composed an anonymous email to the head of the creative department at Sterling Design. The subject line was simple: regarding the integrity of an intern candidate. I attached everything: the side-by-side proof of plagiarism, the photo of my bruised torso, the official medical report, and the audio file of my mother's voice. I ended the email with a single sentence: "This is the character and integrity of Jenna Miller." Then I hit send, and for the first time in my life, I felt the exquisite relief of taking back control. The explosion came sooner than I expected. Jenna didn't even make it to the interview. The next afternoon, she stomped into the house, her face pale with shock and fury. She threw her portfolio on the floor, the pages scattering. "They canceled it," she shrieked, her voice cracking. "They sent me an email this morning. They said they were rescinding the offer due to serious concerns about professional ethics and personal conduct. Someone sent them an email. They knew everything." My mother rushed to her side, her face a storm of confusion and outrage. Who would do such a thing? Who would be that cruel? Jenna's wild eyes scanned the room and finally landed on me, standing silently in the doorway. "You," she breathed, the single word full of venom. "You did this." I just gave a slight, slow shrug. "Lying has consequences, Jenna. I guess stealing does too." That night, the house was a war zone. Plates were thrown. Threats were screamed. I just locked my bedroom door, put on my headphones, and started phase 2. The system that protected Jenna was my family's money, or more accurately, the money they siphoned from me. I spent the next week gathering years of evidence, bank statements showing transfers to my mother that were never repaid, scanned receipts for Jenna's expensive art supplies that I had paid for, text messages where my mom begged for help with a bill, only for Jenna to post a picture of her new shoes the next day. I found an online organization, the Financial Justice Initiative, that offered pro bono legal services to victims of intra-family financial abuse. I sent them my meticulously organized file. They responded within 24 hours. They said I had a rock-solid case. While they prepared the legal documents, I executed my exit strategy. My grandfather, my dad's dad, had always seen through my mother's manipulations. Before he passed, he had set up a small education trust for me. He left strict instructions with his lawyer that it was only to be accessed once I was living independently and verifiably free of my parents' financial control. He knew they'd try to take it. I met with the lawyer, showed him my signed lease for a new apartment, and for the first time, I had resources, real resources. I didn't wait for an eviction. I waited for the official legal summons to be ready. I came home one evening to find my mother and Jenna plotting how they could sue Sterling Design for defamation. I walked into the living room and placed a thick manila envelope in front of them. "What's this?" my mother asked suspiciously. "That," I said, my voice even, "is a legal summons. I'm suing you and Dad for 3 years of financial theft. There's also a list of every item Jenna stole from me that I expect returned. I'm moving out on Saturday. My lawyer has all the documentation." My mother's face went white. My father, who had been silent, finally spoke. "You wouldn't dare." "I broke your rib and told me to take an aspirin. My daring is the one thing you should have never underestimated." The final days were pathetic. The guilt trips were relentless. "You're destroying this family," my mother cried. "You were always the selfish one." Jenna cornered me in the hallway, her eyes blazing. "You owe me. You think you can just ruin my life and walk away?" "I only debt was to myself," I said calmly.